Shit, crazy.
Você que une a razão ao sentimento e ao pensamento. A bênção.
I wish they at least spell his name right.
A bênção
I just saw somebody
amigo novo, parceiro novo.
saw somebody put Hassan Campbell put his name in the in the description and even spelled it right. I'm like, well, spelled it. So
Right.
it's kind of like, well, shit, man, why you misspelling it, man? I mean, that's monkey, man.
Right. Right.
You
How you
know,
gonna spell his name? That's crazy.
Hasson.
Right.
That's lazy, man.
Yeah.
That's lazy as hell, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me see. Are we live, man?
I'm not. I don't know. Yeah, I can't.
Let's see.
Yeah, we are. We are live.
Yeah, we are live, man. That's great, man. Oh, we got one
So-
viewer, man. It's popping up, man. So
Cool.
hold on. I'm gonna pull this. Let me turn this down.
Hopefully, we get a good signal the whole time.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I listen. I'll be listening to Bossa Nova, man. You know what I'm saying?
I never even heard of him. To be honest
You
with you.
never heard of Bossa Nova?
Nah, they still got the same car.
You ever heard that song, "The Girl from Ipanema"?
Hell no.
You never heard that song? Yeah, you have. You just don't remember it. You just don't. You
Probably
just
just don't
don't
remember.
realize it. Yeah, you
That
have,
might be
man.
the case.
I gotta put it on now, man. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna be in music? You know what I'm saying? And not have that. Hold on a
Yeah,
second. I
man.
got it up.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. I gotta put this on now, man. You know,
All right.
girl from Ipanema. Makes me think about my next wife, man. Don't tell my
Your
first
next,
one though.
right?
Hold on a second. Here you go. Can you hear okay?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Coisa mais linda, mais cheia de graça, bela menina que
I never heard this shit, bro.
You should have heard that.
I swear I never heard of that.
That's some good
Never.
player music. You know what I'm saying? You be like this.
When that come out in the 40s, 50s?
50s or 60s, like 50s.
I gotta see.
What? Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? It's in Portuguese, man. You
Yeah,
know.
man.
I can see myself dancing, man. Well, right on, man. Right on. I appreciate you interviewing with me today, brother.
I
For
appreciate
those
you
of us,
having me, man.
for those of us who don't know who you are, let me go ahead. Let me turn it down. Let me go ahead and turn it down, man. For those of us who don't know who you are, do you mind introducing yourself, man?
Yes, yes. Well, I'm brother Oh God. That's my stage. I guess call it stage name. I'm the president CEO of Hip Hop Uncensored Incorporated. Which is a media company. We have a YouTube channel, website. We did pretty much disseminate information in the hip hop arena. So that's who I am.
All right, right on, man. Right on. Well, I like to always talk to people about different types of things. So, we're going to cover a couple different topics.
Okay.
One is going to be about you and your volunteer activities. Uh,
Right.
I'd like to talk about, kind of tell me, what are some of the volunteer works that you do?
Well, I did a few years back. I was a volunteering at the school district that I was living at the time. I was the PTO president for a couple years while we were living there. Helped that program. Because the thing was with like the schools is like the participation, the parent participation. So I mean, it's like if you can find somebody who's going to spearhead it and not get paid to do it, it's always a great thing. And you'll be surprised the parents that will actually support you. That don't excuse me, volunteering at the local youth center. Me and my family usually go there for different activities. The youth football team this year we took care of me and Sam Ant, who was my business partner. And eventually we took care of the uniforms for the I think it was the varsity team. Because I remember when we played football. It might seem like it's small, but I remember when we played football, it was hard for my parents to get up the money sometimes, or some other kids in the neighborhood, just to get up to a little 80, 90, whatever it is to play. So, I was feeling, in a given mood. So me and him did that. And the kids was grateful. It was very grateful. Other than that, man, that's pretty much all. Just mostly, just kind of working on, my businesses that I have right now, and wherever I can fit in and help out, I do that.
Okay. And how do you think that, the activities that you do with business, how do you think that it's kind of translated into being a successful? I mean, being the president of PTO, that's something you normally would expect. Like I'd expect like a 45-year-old white lady to be doing. I wouldn't expect, a young black male to, to be doing something like that.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was
How-
fun. It was fun, man. At the time, I mean, it was. I was off like during the job I was working at the time. I had 2 days off during the week, so they would have the meetings like around 10 a.m. So it was real fun, man, to be able to see, the joy in the kids' face, and be able to raise money for different things. Because in the area, that I used to live in, it was it was impoverished, a lot of poverty, and a lot of kids didn't enjoy some of the things that other kids, just a couple miles up the street could enjoy. So it was great. The little bit of time that I did it, it was definitely great, man.
That's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, and it's hella honorable, man. It's hella honorable.
Appreciate it, man.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So,
appreciate it.
to quote King Erner, man, it's hella honorable, man.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Yeah, something else, man. I want to talk about. We talk about the. Yeah, I just got a message from somebody. Sorry about that.
Are you good, man?
Um, is so hip hop news uncensored, man. I mean, that's like you've done a hell of a thing, man.
Hmm.
So you've taken a channel from nothing, right? I mean, basically, you've literally created something out of nothing.
Right.
How did you do that? I mean, what was kind of your motivation? Not me, obviously you had a motivation, monetary motivation, but
Hmm.
what was that? What was it that made you say, you know what, I'm about to just do this hard body karate?
Well, it was a brother I used to know. I actually still know him, and he had a successful platform, and I remember one thing he told me, and he was just like, "Yo," he's like, "Man, all you got to do is just put what you would put into a job and put it on this, put it on the platform." So I seen a niche. I seen a niche with the hip hop, and pretty much just exploited that niche. I seen that, just taking news stories, giving my opinion on them, coupled with my experience in learning how to market and communicate with people. I think that's a lot, when people, oh, how come you keep getting videos? Because one, we got great content, and I understand how to communicate the message to get the person to click the video. I've learned that, it's crazy because it all kind of all the businesses that I owned throughout my life, it all kind of came full circle with this. So when I had my detail shop, I was studying this guy from Australia named Brett McFall. He wrote copyright. So I started studying his book, and I started implementing some of the stuff that I learned. So I remember one time, it was pretty slow with business, and I had to make sure that I had to get customers. So I had to learn how to market effectively to the people. I had to put it in the right location, which was the Brigantine Town, and make sure that my ad was on the first page, and make sure that I did all the things that he said. And I just kept practicing. I got better and better at it. And it kind of brought me to where I am now. And I started doing some of those same techniques in marketing, with hip hop uncensored. And that's one of the reasons is, I mean, you came along and you brought the SEO factor, to the channel. But I could say that right there, just knowing how to market, being a marketer, and knowing how to communicate effectively with the consumer has been, one of the reasons why I've been so successful at what I do. It's a lot of people that do it, as you know, but there's few that stand out.
Yes, a lot of people that do it, but then there's very few that do it well.
Right.
It's like what you got a demand a curve where you got a long line of people where I think I read somewhere that the average creator doesn't have no more than 50 subscribers. And
Really?
yeah, that's like the average. That's like the
Wow.
average. Over the millions of accounts that YouTube has, the average creator has no more than 50 subscribers. And I'm like, oh wow, so I'm already winning just with me just being a dude, me just being some cat.
Right.
But
What? Mm-hmm.
no, what were you about to say?
Now I think I see with that. I think with the YouTube is like when we do when people do stuff, it's like anything else. Everybody thinks that they could do it. So you've seen a lot of people, when we kind of focused in on the hip hop, you've seen a lot of other people that came and tried to do it because they thought it was easy. But really, consistency, hard work. Like I told myself, I want to put like 4 or 5 videos a day. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna flood, you know, uh, uh, um, YouTube with content. I'm just going to go hard body on this until I get to where I want. And it's really like magic when you look. YouTube is really magical because it's an ultimate marketing company. Because once you begin to post your videos and you do everything they want you to do, they begin to suggest your videos and you can make money while you sleep. So it's really a beautiful thing if you know how to use it. Though you have to know how to use YouTube effectively. But I just wanted to add that in there, bro.
No, no, that's cool. It goes to a conversation that I was going to have earlier with a guy who was actually his name was Marty Marion. He was the brand manager or the principal for two major advertising firms,
Mm-hmm.
and he's created a new kind of platform, and it's called master positioning. And master positioning is about how a group of how one thing he's like they did a research report of the
Mm-hmm.
major brands across everything, and they wanted to find out what made the leader the leader. What was that one thing that made the leader the leader? Well, it come to find out is they set their own pace. They were the brand creators. So, in essence, you hear the term a big fish in a small pond or a big fish in a large pond. Have you ever heard that term?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So what the real brand creators do is they go and create their own pond, and
Right.
that's a bit what you've done is created your own pond. You created your own pond to swim in, and you've done that with YouTube. And I think that's a great task, man. That's a great thing. You should feel really proud about that, man.
Yeah, nah, I definitely, appreciate it. Another, thing that I was able to do, as you know, is now employ people.
Hmm.
Able to bring, start with family first, and give them an opportunity, to do something that they love and make money, which I always wanted to do. My
Yeah,
whole life, I've been striving and striving to be a businessman, but to be successful in it and be able to employ other people. I think that's, to me, that's my greatest joy every day waking up. For money, okay, that's good, but being able to employ people, I do payroll every 2 weeks. It feels good to me, man. What I mean? I just can't, and I just want to be able to provide more people, with opportunities. That's all. That's what I'm pretty much, so YouTube has, facilitated that, but it gets much bigger than YouTube. People look at us like we're just channel. It's a media company. That breaks stories, that does articles. You know what I mean? So definitely.
yeah, yeah. That's one thing I like about digital marketing, man. Is
Hmm.
it's like there is no you live in an area of abundance where there's enough for everyone to be able to eat.
Yep.
And as I look through kind of what's going on with this government shutdown, I see that people are worried about welfare and food stamps and how that stuff's going to be cut out. And then I think about, well, they have this, these are same people who are probably watching YouTube, via their cell phone or watching it on their
Hmm.
laptop. And you think, well, man, if they took the same time that they were, did this, they could realize that they got this great big old fish, this pond that they could create that's out there, and they just haven't done it. They haven't come upon that realization.
Or whatever business that you're into, whatever business, really, YouTube could be beneficial to that business. You talk about 1.6 billion people, every day that are scouring, looking for information, looking for how-to videos, looking for whatever. With the SEO, people are constantly typing in, looking for stuff. So if you're not going to get on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all these different sites, if you have a product or service and you're not on there, you're really missing out on just millions, if not billions of people that can, view your product. I mean, now, close to 200 million views on YouTube in less than almost 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's 200 million people that seen my product. That's a fact. I can prove it. You know what I mean? That's seen, the product, as opposed to me doing it another way. It would have never happened. So it's a really powerful, really real powerful tool, man. I mean, super powerful. People don't realize. I see a lot of people wasting time on it, sitting around, talking, but it really can. And once I realized that, I'm like, you know what, man? I'm gonna milk this shit. I'm gonna milk this shit. Like, come on, man. Like, yo, not to say that it's easy, but once you get good at something, it becomes easy, as you know. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's a vast, just so much, you
Yeah.
know, that can be done with YouTube. So much
What
possibilities are endless. Yeah,
where do
go
you
ahead.
see YouTube going? Like, where do you kind of with your channel? Like, I know you've I know again, I kind of know, but I like for other people to see. Just as me being someone that has been works in marketing and kind of watching your business and watching the way your brand is going, I can pretty
Hmm.
much tell where you're going. But you
Hmm.
feel like you could tell us, kind of talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I think we're going to be one of the premier, if not already, media outlets. You know, in the world. That's where we're headed right now, and not just because of the numbers. That's cool and everything, but what we're building. Now we're going. It's going to be to the point we're going to have multiple streams of income and multiple channels on YouTube. We figured out a formula now, pretty much grow any channel. So now, pretty much, we see ourselves first becoming millionaires. YouTube, but there's other things that we got. We're gonna piggyback off of YouTube. But this becoming a premier media outlet, a la Hot 97. You can even throw Vlad TV in there. Definitely trying to solidify and be in that arena, where we can bring people in and break our own stories. To me, that is everything with the website and everything. So that's why I see us, moving within the next 5 to definitely 10 years. I wish we would have started 10 years ago. Now I wish I would have started earlier, but it is what it is. As far as YouTube, I want a lot of changes, but as long as YouTube remains that place where anybody can just any Tom, Dick, and Harry can just start, put content out and get paid from that. Me and Sam Man always talk about this. You're like, man, if it wasn't for YouTube, we have to go through, another channel that we might not have made it this far, this fast. But since we can, go into our own living room, buy our own equipment, put our own product out there, we can compete with the bigger companies now. We don't have to go through and knock on Hot 97's door or knock on somebody and beg for a job. We can create our own situation and be competing. You see people like DJ Academics, um, Diamonds Live, us competing with bigger companies that have hundreds of people in an office on just getting news and stories out there. To me, it's a hustler's paradise, man. That's why I see YouTube going. I don't want to see them make too many more changes, man. I think it's good the way it is. You know.
What do you see? If they did make any changes? What do you think those changes would be?
Huh. Well, I mean, they made a lot of changes as far as who they will bring into their partner program. Now, they want people now to. It's good because it kind of weeds out the people who just stealing people's videos, reposting them or whatever, and not really putting no real work into it. They want people who are going to take the time out and create their own content and post it. That's what from my research and what we've been going through in the last year. They want to see more and more people put out original content. I think because before it was a lot of people who was just taking and reposting and we know it's fair use and all that, but you got whole channels who just taking boom, 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 and it messes up, everything for everybody else, according to them. I mean, that's their business, but yeah, that's what I think about that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's real
Yep.
cool. What was now? Well, you talked about that book that you
Right.
had. What was and the name of that book again was?
I think it was advertising secrets. I can't remember the exact name. It was like an ebook, but it was pretty thick. I
Okay.
can't even find it now to this day.
Oh wow.
Something advertising secrets, something. It was so long ago,
Yeah.
but I mean, just the little stuff that I learned in there, I still remember to this day. That helps me now, with marketing. I can give you an example.
I would say, yeah. Give me three examples.
I give you the example, like for like for example, like say, okay, um, my detail shop, right? And this brother's not brother. He's a Caucasian gentleman, but he always said create a sense of urgency. So, all right, we may be charging 120 for a detail. We may charge 120. What we're going to do is we're going to tell the consumer, we're going to go down on the price a little bit and say it's $97. And I actually did this. And say for 10 days only, here's the price, or 24 hours only. Because the ideology is that if they don't act now, that they may not ever come back. We don't want to give them an opportunity to go elsewhere or think that they have time to go anywhere else. No, you need to come to us right now. You driving and you see something. Oh, it says two for $5. Regular price is oh, I gotta go get this. Sense of urgency. I took that same format and I added it into what I'm doing, with YouTube. And then when we was here, I hate to give away all my secrets, but early in the year, and I've been doing this a lot, is not giving them everything in the title as far as with the content. If you're giving them everything in the title, why would they click your video? If you're telling them, oh, Meek Mill, shot 50 people, well, nah. You know what I mean? You gotta, you know, just switch it up a little bit where you gotta make them click it to get the information.
Yeah. Make a body
And
count.
right. And once I started doing that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa. Coupled with the
You're breaking up on us, brother. You're breaking
great
up.
content, coupled with, call to action, coupled with everything.
Looks like we're about to lose you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I
Okay.
can
I
hear you
hope
now.
we should be good.
Yeah, you there.
Okay, yeah. So I was like, coupled with that, coupled with the great content, coupled with a call to action, doing all the other things that YouTube wants you to do, description box tags, playlist, linking other videos. It's a recipe, for success. But I had to apply myself to that. A lot,
Mhm.
I see a lot of other, mistakes that people may do all the time, and I say, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do it like this. And of course, it's not perfect. Sometimes we hit, sometimes we miss. But I think with the strategy that I've got now, it's only getting better and better.
Yeah,
You
you
know what I'm
master
saying?
positioning.
Definitely. Like
Yeah,
it's to the point now where I know, like, all right, this shit gonna go.
yeah.
Like I get in here, I do everything right. Like I know for a fact, ain't nobody fucking with me with this
Hmm.
shit, and that's just the way I feel about it. You know what I mean? Not to be cocky or nothing. You know what I mean? That's just the way I feel. And I'm like, all right, boom, that went, and then it's magic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not magic, everything. What is it? What do they say on the X-Men? Not X-Men, but Avengers. What
Right.
Thor say? Stuff seems like magic. Science seems like magic, man. For those that don't know it,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
it seems like magic because you have it down to a science, but other people see it. They be like, "Oh man, what is he doing?" What
And
magic? Excuse me. What magic
mhm.
are they creating? Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, see, I'm just dealing with specifically YouTube. It's everything.
Yeah.
Thumbnails. You got to take time on that. You got to take time on, stuff in the description box as you taught the keywords. You
Hmm.
got to take time on this. You can't be just quick to try to get it out. You take your time. You be methodical with it. And once you put it out there, everything is done right, and it's every time we put a video up, it's at every time. You know what I mean? No matter what.
Yeah.
And it took time to get there, but
Y'all
you
remember what
know,
we said? We started off with beef.
yeah, we killed that.
We started off with beef and said, you know what, man? All right, man, let's just focus on beef.
Right, right. And we did that, and then it's like we created a lot of trends. I mean, set a lot of trends, or people copy. I'll say copy, and it's cool. There's
Yeah.
no problem with that. That happens in business. But as long as they're copying, they always going to be a step behind. Is the way I look at it. As long as they're trying to, you know, um, it is what it is. It's no big deal. You know what I'm
No, it's
saying?
just like what I talked about with the master positioning.
Right,
The big brands, they go and create their own pond. Well, eventually, you create your own pond, you got other people that are going to come to that pond. And then what do you do next? You go
right,
and you say, all right, man, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go create another pond and create another
right,
pond. You create another
right.
pond. And that's something I think you guys are taking like the podcast, to a new level,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the Uncensored Truth podcast, and we're going to have a link, please hit like on your way in. But down in the description box, you're going to have a link to be able to click to be able to subscribe to the Uncensored Truth podcast. So please go ahead
Yeah,
and click that link because they really, it's a good podcast, man. They have some really hard hitting stuff that you wouldn't expect.
right.
So
And that was the podcast. You know, about I think less than a year now we started that. That was something we just said no, we're gonna do it.
mhm.
We're gonna take our money. We're gonna invest in this. And you've seen us to go through the trial and errors, the messed up sound, and
Yeah.
not that it's perfect, but we said, look, we're gonna do this.
But I remember though, man, where you was like, man, the sound, like, oh, we went the whole time, but didn't tape nothing.
Right, and it's just like we now we finally it's been like almost a year. We had to wait to even get our channel, so we hadn't made no money off that. Really not now. Still until the next couple of months. So we had to put our money into it and continue to grind and continue to work until that business venture turned over on itself. But then like it just happened overnight. We had to put money out. My brother Sam Man had to go through a lot of turmoil. What I mean, the last few months, we're dealing with such certain things in his life that we had to kind of fight through and keep a focus, tunnel vision. Say, all right, man, we know that it's going to be better one day. We know that we're going to have this and that. So now our goal right now is to blow that shit up. Right now, we just got 3,000 subs in the last week, and we got to push that to 100,000, man. We just that's what we're gonna do.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? As long as it's up, we're gonna keep pushing, and we're gonna do it with more channels because we figured out the formula, to really make this thing, go. And the formula is consistency. You have to be consistent with it. You have to be if you want to get success fast. I should say.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it just that just is what it is. You gotta go hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, my bad, brother. I
No,
ain't mean.
I know a lot of times when we talk, like you're on your way to the gym or you're coming from the gym, what role would you say that, your overall personal fitness, you getting fit, you being in the gym has affected, you, your success in that area?
Well, it first of all a clear mind after the workout, but pushing myself, saying no matter what, like I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna try to be the best at this. Like if I can't push my mind to do something like this, then I can't. I might be lazy in other areas. Like what, I made the money today. Why go and do more? Why keep putting up videos every day? I made good money. Now I'm always looking for more, more, more. So as I do that, I get healthier.
Hmm.
My mind's more clear. You know what I mean? I'm thinking better. I'm strategizing better. I'm able to push myself to different limits. Even when I'm working out, I'm tired. You know what I mean? And I go to like a class actually, so there's other people in there too. So the instructor's like motivating you, and it's like, it's just hard. But I gotta push myself. Just like I gotta push myself to push, hip hop uncensored, to where I want it to be. Because I seen people get stagnant a lot with a lot of different things. People just start saying, I ain't doing this and I'm not doing that. Next thing you know, they're not around no more. So I'm trying
Hmm.
not to be, that. I know that this is like Eminem, you get one shot. I know I got this shot to really push this thing to where family, my future kids, and everything now could be good if I do it right now. I don't have time to be messing up no more and starting over at this point. That's the way I feel. It's a sense of urgency. So that's the way that helps me to
Yeah.
continue to push myself. Because I never wanted to work out before. I was like, man, I ain't, but now I'm able to develop. It's all about the mindset. My mind is totally changed from even 2 years ago, and I'm ecstatic about that.
It's awesome, man. It's
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that, bro. Well, hey, I know you got places to go, man. You know, you about to get ready to shoot your podcast
Yeah,
shortly.
yeah, I
So
definitely
I do want
appreciate
to
you.
thank you, man, for the time that you had, you spent with me, doing this quick interview. It definitely is going to be up on Blurred Planet. And,
Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it again, man. It's been fantastic, man.
Yeah, and this in closing, just to let people know,
Yeah.
people gonna be watching this. You can do anything that you want to do, whatever it may be. You just gotta apply yourself to it and keep on pushing until it happens. I'm a living witness. I was stuck in a bullshit job, make $1,000 a week. I had to see myself. You got to see it first. I seen myself in a different place. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take my laptop to work. I'm gonna keep pushing this shit until it work. When other people wasn't working, I'm working. I'm gonna keep pushing myself until I'm at where I want to be, until I can get up and I can call the shots, until I can employ people. So if you want it bad enough, you can get it. Is the message that I want to put out there for anybody who's going to see this. In
Okay.
closing,
One last
yes,
thing.
sir.
One last thing.
Yes, sir.
If you were a superhero or comic book character, what would that character be?
I'll be the Black Panther.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Why
I'll
is that?
definitely be the Black Panther.
Why is that?
Not necessarily because of his powers, but that's one reason. But because I like the way that he thought, and that Wakanda man was the truth. What they had going on over there, man.
Uh
I
huh.
just love to see us doing what we had to do, the technology. That's why I ultimately want to see us. When I mean us, I'm saying black people. One day, institutions up, our own, everything. But we don't, not going through what we're going through in this country. This is my ultimate, goal. So definitely, the Black Panther will be the superhero that I would be. Definitely.
Right on, man. Right on. It's been real, brother. I'm gonna be here. We're gonna be wrapping it a little bit anyway,
Oh
man.
yeah, nah, I appreciate you, bro. I definitely appreciate it, man.
All
Have a
right,
good
man.
one, man.
All right. Thank you,
All right,
man.
bro.
All right.